I'm MWG and let's get right into the tech news. The good old headphone jack, one of the most controversial things in technology. The headphone jack was heavily talked about last year when Apple ditched the headphone jack on the iPhone 7. But since Apple did that, it continues to trend into this year, 2017. But for some reason, people still believe that they need a headphone jack. I understand the purpose of a headphone jack. I have one right here. But it's time for a change. It's time to move towards the future. Just listen to my case that the headphone jack isn't necessary one bit. Removing the headphone jack was a very smart move by Apple. Very smart. Removing the headphone jack is gonna make Apple a lot of money, and they're on their way to be a $1 trillion company. Apple's net worth is at 900 million right now, but they are going to reach $1 trillion very soon. But what I just said is off topic. Let me get back to the headphone jack. Apple was one of the first companies to remove the headphone jack from their phone, but they were the first major flagship company to do so. This caused a ton of controversy in the tech community. People were truly hating on the iPhone 7 for not having a headphone jack, even when they didn't even try a life without it. It was time for Apple to remove the headphone jack as they're heading towards a portless design. Trust me, Apple is going to remove the lightning connector. I'll place a bet within 5 years. The way Apple removed the headphone jack was perfect. They provided so many options. For one, every iPhone 7 and later comes with lightning headphones. These are the Apple headphones that don't connect into the headphone jack, instead they connect into the lightning connector. Yes, I understand that you can't charge your phone while listening to music, but with Apple's iPhone 7 great battery life, that is not going to come across as a problem. But there is two easy solutions to that. One I'll talk about right now, and then one I'll talk about in a second. The one right now is that the iPhone 8 and iPhone X can wirelessly charge. So if you want to charge your phone while listening to music through the lightning connector, you could still do that with the iPhone 8 and iPhone X by wireless charger. The second option that Apple provides because of the removal of the headphone jack is the classic dongle. This is Apple's free dongle that comes in the box that is an adapter from headphone jack to lightning connector. So you could still use your headphone jack headphones, but you are just gonna have to use the adapter. Wow, using an adapter is so hard. It takes so long to just plug it in the adapter and then plug in the adapter into the lightning connector. I'm sorry, that takes way too much work. I'm being sarcastic, of course. Lastly, Apple is pushing you to use wireless headphones. That's the whole point of removing the headphone jack. It's not for you to continue using wired headphones. It's to push you towards wireless, because wireless is the future. That's why Apple released AirPods along the iPhone 7. It's an optional wireless headset that is absolutely amazing. I'll be honest, AirPods fit the claim that Apple says that they're magical. They do feel magical. I know the iPhone 7 didn't have this, but the iPhone 8 and the iPhone X both have Bluetooth 5.0. This is the latest and greatest in Bluetooth technology. This allows for better power efficiency, longer range, faster data connections. Bluetooth 5.0 is the best standard in Bluetooth. Bluetooth is just about as good as wires. Bluetooth technology is where it's at, and it's time for everyone to start adjusting to that standard. Sure, Apple released AirPods along the iPhone 7, which I totally recommend, but you don't have to get these. These aren't the only option. There is other wireless headsets out there. You can find a wireless headset as cheap as $30 on Amazon, and if you didn't know, that's the same price as the lightning connected headphones. So for $30, you could go wireless. If you buy an iPhone 7, 8, or X, there's no reason you should complain about the headphone jack. Apple provides 3 different options. Number 1, Apple provides a dongle, the adapter from headphone jack to lightning. Number 2, Apple provides the lightning headphones. And number 3, Apple has the latest and greatest wireless technologies to push you towards wireless headsets, which is why they released AirPods. So like I said, if you own any of those devices, there's no reason to complain. And there is benefits to removing the headphone jack in a phone. It's not like Apple did this for no reason. There is a purpose. For one, removing the headphone jack improves its water resistance. Why do you think the iPhone 7 is water resistant? It's partly because they removed the headphone jack. Number 2, removing the headphone jack frees up some space inside the phone, which allows for the best battery life possible. These two things are all thanks to removing the headphone jack. There is benefits. And with Apple removing the headphone jack last year, phone companies are going to start doing what Apple does. The Essential phone, the Google Pixel 2, the Moto Z, HTC's latest phones, they all don't have a headphone jack. The only headphones you could use that are wired is with the USB-C connector. So just like you could use Lightning headphones for the iPhone, you could use USB-C headphones for all the latest Android phones that doesn't have a headphone jack. But there's one case where I'm like, this company removed the headphone jack for no reason. This company is Google with their Google Pixel 2. In case you don't remember, Google last year was making fun of Apple for removing the headphone jack. They said in an ad that the Google Pixel 2 had a 3.5mm headphone jack, satisfyingly not new. But just a year later, after making fun of Apple removing the headphone jack, they removed the headphone jack too. Sure, Google, you could do that. You could betray your fans. That's fine. But what I'm not fine with is what comes in the box. Apple doesn't have a headphone jack, but at least they still provide headphones and an adapter. But Google with the Google Pixel 2 don't provide anything. They don't provide an adapter, and most importantly, they don't provide USB-C headphones. They don't. At the very least, Google released their very own wireless headset, Google Buds. But like I said, when Apple released the AirPods, not everyone is gonna run out and buy AirPods. That's the same thing with Google. People getting that Google Pixel 2 just maybe want wired headphones. At least Apple provides that in the box. Google simply does not. That I have a major problem with. A phone not having a headphone jack should not be the reason you don't buy a phone. It should be for other reasons. The features, the camera, other reasons to not buy the phone. It should never come down to, oh, this phone has a headphone jack and this phone doesn't. Especially with the options that Apple provides. Wireless is the future, and it's up to you whether you want to lag behind in technology. Make sure you smash that subscribe button right here to stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.